Well, hello. Welcome back from the break. We've had a really powerful morning. It's about to get a little more powerful. Hi, I'm Cindy Mencius. I'm Impact's Director of Professional Development and Training. Chances are, if you have an email address in our database, you've gotten emails from me telling you all about our upcoming training. What I would like to add to what General President Dean just mentioned, he gave a great introduction about the Business Fundamentals Academy. We've actually now had 375 people go through the program. The increase in number just happened recently. We held a course in Calgary. So this is a U.S. and Canadian program. Of those that have actually gone through the program, 375 ironworkers, we've had 30%, which is a great number, 30% who have actually started a company and are generating ironworker work hours. So we are definitely here to help you. We have with us this morning Alan Schrader. He's the president of All American Ironworks. He went through business fundamentals in 2018 in Nashville. So we hold these all over the country. And he's here this morning to tell you about his journey starting his company. Johnny?
I don't have to make much of an adjustment on this thing with the dock here, so it works out perfect. All right, good morning, brothers, sisters, employers, owners, and partners. Thank you all for attending this year's 2023 North American Ironworkers Impacts the New Orleans Experience Conference. Again, I'm Johnny Kanji. I'm the Western Regional Director of Impact. I was formerly a business agent out of Local 433, Los Angeles, California. My boys. First off, before I introduce Brother Alan Schrader, owner and president of All American Ironworks, I'd like to spend a moment to tell you about how Alan and I first met up to go after the ironworker market share in my region. I first ran into Alan as he was working as a hand in Pasadena, California, with one of our signatory contractors. He was on the work floor as I was making my rounds. During our conversation, he had sparked an interest of becoming a signatory union ironworking company. Instantly, I told him looking into Impact's program, specifically the Business Fundamentals Academy course, to help create a business plan that would be set up specifically designed for the structure of his company. And when he achieved his business license and got signed up with the local, I'd make him a part of my contractor roundtable. That roundtable consisted of contractors that I could rely on personally to go after the ironworking market share aggressively where we needed assistance. With the in it to win it attitude that my man here, Alan, had, me and him clicked instantly. As soon as he was open up for business, we went to work together strategically. Within 5 years, with the help of All American Ironworks, Alan was able to employ over a dozen newly organized members to help my organizing efforts out against our opposition. We took back the market share that we had lost through the years due to the non-union stronghold and or other crafts. In return, as a local business agent, I went out of my way to be sure Alan had the quality trained hands it was going to take to perform these projects with professionalism, on time, under budget, with no lost time injuries. All American Ironworks was a big reason we took a 2,400 square mile valley that had no union-friendly agreements. And we locked down the whole town down with 14 community workforce agreements in less than 3 years. We put the public works, the transportation, the school districts, the fairgrounds, the solar fields, the battery storage projects, etc., and we're still moving in that region, all under union-friendly agreements. In return, we generated tens of millions of man hours for the ironworker industry in conjunction as partners. Without our signatory contractors, working with our local union officials, and a reverse, and our local union officials not working with our signatory contractors, we are all destined to fail. With us working together in alliance, with sharing the same mindset, do what we got to do to win the game. We, together, could take over the world. Union damn strong. With no further ado, let me introduce you to my brother, my friend, my man, the owner of All American Ironworks, Alan Schrader.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to share a little bit of my story with you guys. So early in life, my career, I started working as an electrician, job to job, a roofer. I actually worked as a heavy duty equipment mechanic for a few years. I had to drive always to be better and be more and do more for everybody I possibly can. I started a repossession company years back, made tons and tons of money, made lots and lots of mistakes. The first mistakes I made when I had my repossession company is I went out and bought the biggest house I possibly could, the fanciest car, all the toys, the boats, the toy haulers. And unfortunately, I made a lot of mistakes and I lost everything. I had to start over, okay? So at this time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I was involved with a local 12 at one point in time in my life. So I called them and I asked them, what do you need? They said, we need welding inspectors. So I'm like, all right, I can do that. So I got a hold of, God rest his soul, Junior Hernandez, which was our welding instructor for Local 43 in Los Angeles, California. And I started taking classes with them. And when I realized what a welding inspector was, I couldn't do that. I'm not the kind of person that can stand around and watch people work. So I decided at that time that I was going to be a welder. So I started taking classes with Junior. Junior brought me into the union, and I started my career there. Went through the apprenticeship. Once again, right there, took welding classes in LA, became a union ironworker. So eventually I decided I wanted to start a company. I didn't care really what it was at the time. I just knew that I wanted to make a good living for myself and my family. So as an apprentice, at the point that I got to a fourth period apprentice, every dollar that I made above that fourth period pay, I put away. I literally put it in a shoebox under my bed. Every vacation check, every dollar from overtime, until I had a rather large amount of money. Okay, because I really do not believe in financing anything, because I've been there and I've lost it all, and I don't want to go through that again ever. So, anyways, so then like Johnny said, I met John on one of our jobs, and I was talking to John about starting a company up, and he says, well, why don't you check out Impact? And unfortunately, like they said earlier, from what I knew, because I wasn't educated on it, all I thought what Impact was drug testing. So I get a hold of Johnny, and he sets me up. We come out, I take the business fundamentals class, and it goes through a lot really quick, a lot. It touches on a lot of topics, but it's very helpful. To this day, I have other fellow ironworkers that I know that want to start a company, and I will absolutely help them. I'll spend hours of my day on the phone with them, getting their contractors, helping them get their contractor's license, as long as they're going to go signatory, and help employ our brothers and sisters. And I always tell them, the first thing what they ask me, well, work on getting your contractor's license. The second thing you need to do is you need to go to the business fundamentals. And then the third thing you need to do, well, they don't have the business plan development workshop anymore, is you need to take the business plan development workshop. Okay, and then the next one you need to do, because they start asking about estimating and bidding, and where do you get your contracts, where do you get this at? Well, a lot of guys that have their own companies won't help you, won't tell you. I don't care, you're not my competition. We're in this together and we work together. So I'll tell you, but now that Impact has bidding and estimating class, well, you should take that too. It's going to give you a little bit of the knowledge, and you're going to learn as you go. Now, I would not be successful at all if it wasn't for the help of my business agents, okay, like John Kanji, okay, Paul Marino, Cindy, Impact. It's very important that we follow what they have to offer, because otherwise you just fall on your face. All right, let's see. Okay, I got my contractors back in 2019. I did the build program in June of 2020. Let's see. Okay, so another key thing here is you need to learn how to get involved and talk to the right people at the right time and the right place. Okay, so like this conference here, this is a very good place to network with people. Now, you might get some cards and you might call them and talk to them, and they might not be able to help you financially, but the best thing that they can do for you is give you advice and educate you on the things that you're doing correct and doing wrong. And this is all because of impact. Okay. Now, like Johnny said, okay, I've done multiple jobs. I absolutely hate chain link fence, but it is a need, and there is not anybody in our local, well, there's a few that do it. So when they call and say, hey, we've got chain link fence that needs to be done, like say John and Paul, then okay, we'll take a look at it, and if we can make money on it, we'll do it. And honestly, because we want to take it from the non-union side, and I hate to say this, but the laborers, well, even if we can't make a lot of money, as long as we make something and we're not losing, if we can keep our guys employed, okay, key thing, keep our guys employed, our key guys employed, we'll take it, we'll do it, even if we don't like it. Now, we bid work to help out, back up our market share and keep us going in it, right? Obviously, I'm union. I have a love-hate relationship for my union. I'm sure every employer, ironworker has that. But, I absolutely love our union, and I would never do anything to hurt them. So now, that being said, our union absolutely provides the labor that we need, okay? We don't have qualified, certified guys, we can't do our job. Now you look at, if I would have started out as a non-union company, okay, where do I find my guys at? Do I have enough work to keep them working? Well, no, because you're gonna start out doing little tiny jobs. You're not gonna go after the $10 million job. So you're gonna hire guys that don't know what they're doing, they're not qualified, they're not certified, they're not safe, they're dangerous. You're gonna end up with a lawsuit, lose everything you've worked for because you have guys that don't know what they're doing. So the Ironworkers absolutely provides. I mean, we make a phone call to the business agents or to the hall and say, hey, I need 5 guys. They will send them out. Might not be the best guys, but you'll get those guys, and they're qualified and certified to do the job. Now, other brothers and sisters in my local and my business agents have fueled my desire. Okay, they have made me want to be more and want to keep growing. I mean, we're doing phenomenal things. I mean, I'm not huge, I'm not Shuff, I'm not Herrick. I don't necessarily want to get that big, but I would absolutely love to be a large company that employs, 50, 60 employees. Right now, we're like 8 to 20, which is not bad considering the fact that we've been in business for 4 years. Let's see. Yeah, so we go back to January 2019, how I told you I saved every dollar, every penny. I saved that money as hard as I could and started out with $85,000. So in 2019, my first year in business, so that picture right there, that stair, just so you guys get a little idea of this stair, this was in Culver City. Every one of those stringers on that picture right there weighed 3,500 pounds. They were 8 feet wide and 35 feet long. They were massive. Now on top of it, this building is sitting on top of a 5-story parking structure, and they said, hey, you can't put a crane out there. So when we build stairs, most of you guys know, we start from the bottom, we work our way up. Unfortunately, we had to run a high line, get a heavy duty Golo out there, air tugger, and we had to hang it from the top down. It was horrible, but it got done. So that, in 2019, which was right around the time COVID came, my company hit 3,000. Now during COVID, everything slowed down a little bit. We hit 5,000 in 2020. So in 2021, I hit 1.95 million for my company. Last year, or in 2022, we did 2.5 million. As of right now, this year, we have 3 million backlogged, and we're only in February. So, and we're looking at some pretty good sized projects. One of my fabricators that I work with that's been in business over 50 years has just went out of work, and they just offered me $16 million worth of work. So I don't know if I want to do it or not, because I don't know if I want to deal with a bonding company, but I can't let it go to the non-union side. So we're going to work on that one and see what we can do to make it happen for more of our guys. The advice I have for other ironworkers, before you start anything, realistically, before you even go get a contractor's license and waste your time and your effort, you should take the impact courses. You absolutely should take the impact courses, because they're going to teach you stuff that you don't know. Because even if you're a general foreman on a job, you don't understand the billing, the T&M tickets, the bidding, the estimating, any of it. You don't understand the financials. You don't understand the laws, the rules. You have an idea, but no one's ever explained it to you. And you take the classes, like the business fundamental classes, it goes through a lot really fast, and it absolutely scares the hell out of you. But if you have the heart and the drive and the willingness and a big enough gambler, it will pay off. But you got to take those classes. I cannot preach that enough. You have to take those classes. Now, once you take those classes, you end up having problems. Okay, like I have an issue right now with one of my companies that doesn't want to pay. They're 5 months behind. Now I talked to Cindy and John, and they've hooked me up with one of our lawyers, and they're going to help me. So you need to get the help of anybody you can. Okay, and I'm not trying to be mean, but you've got to watch out for some people, because there actually absolutely are sharks out there that will try to help you, but their intentions are not to help you. It's to screw you and take what they can. So when you have these problems, you need help of everybody. Now, our business agents like Paul and John, well, Johnny is now a little higher up in the chain there, but Paul and let's say Osborne, they call me and they'll say, hey, we've got this, can you take a look at it? Okay, yeah, absolutely, let's take a look at it and let's see what we can do. And on that note too, we've also helped Osborne hook up with the local parole offices in Lancaster and San Bernardino. So now we have recruiting from, we want to say rehabilitated convicts, which, yes, we have that stereotypical thing, but the whole point is we're employing, we're helping. And that's the whole idea behind it. Okay, now, here's the next thing. If you want to have a business, I have a friend that has one, and he's very simply like, oh, that's just too much, it's too hard, it's too difficult. If something comes at your door and you can make money on it, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if they want you to stand with a sign out in the street. If they're going to pay you and you can make your business go forward, do it. I'll do anything, okay? I hate to use this word, but I'm an absolute whore. If we can make money on it, we're going to make money, okay? Very simple. I mean, we do chain link. We do structural steel. We do miscellaneous. We do pre-engineered metal buildings. You find a niche where you can do anything, and then nothing's going to stop you. We do military work. Okay, absolutely not fun dealing with the military, all the paperwork and the headaches, but we are going after military. There's so much military work out there that nobody's touching, and it's going to all the non-union companies. That's another one we need to start looking at. When things go slow in our economy, the military is still providing. There's still work there. It's not easy. It's really not easy, but you need to diversify and take anything you possibly can and do it. Now, there are people out there that just specialize in one thing, and that's great. But, if you only do stairs and there's no more stairs to be installed, what do you do now? Okay, you need to diversify. You need to have anything you can take. Now, if I've run into guys that want to start a company and they're thinking, I've got a friend that he's starting his company, I talked him into it, I'm like, I'll help you. Help him walk through all the process. He's actually taken a few of the courses here. So the one thing I always tell everybody is, don't buy anything, not anything, until you need it. Don't buy one single tool until the day that you need it. That's how you're going to make it successful. Okay, so start small. Okay, don't go out looking for $2 million job. Go look for a $5,000 job, a $10,000 job. Do the work yourself. You're going to do the first 35 jobs yourself. Period. Otherwise, you're not going to succeed. Take that little bit of money, okay, and just keep piling it in. I didn't pay myself for 2 years at all. Okay, to this day, any profit that's in my company, I still haven't taken it out. It stays in the company. I pay myself what I pay an ironworker. They actually get more than I do because of taxes and whatever, but I still don't take money out, because every dollar that's in my company is another dollar I can spend on the company for it to grow. And when it's all done, 10 years, 15 years from now, then I'll take my profit. But right now, not worried about it. You need to keep growing. But there it is right there, right? Another one, like I said, I don't finance anything. I own everything. I waited 4 years to buy my first large service truck, which was just this last year. I just started buying brand new welders this last year. Everything else, I would call other generals or like union contractors I work for, and I would ask them, hey, do you have a welder that you want to sell? And they would give me a good deal, because, I buy a $10,000 welder for $1,200 because they were going to get rid of it anyways. And I use that until it's completely dead. It kind of sucks because you got some kind of crappy tools, but it still works. It gets the job done. You make your money. You grow. You get better. Also, don't go out and try to get a big office and all this. You don't need it. Just keep it simple. Keep everything as small and as simple as you possibly can, because the more money you make for your company, the more guys you can employ, the bigger jobs you can take, the more jobs you can take. It's just very simple math, you know. I made the mistakes my first time around. I lost everything, and I'm not going to do it again. And if everything does collapse, well, guess what? I will still have enough money to where when it comes back, I can come back again and do it over. Now, the other key thing that I'm going to tell your guys and people, the 90 days, keep 90 days worth of money in your bank, okay? So here's how it goes. If you have a $2,000 a month house payment, you need to have enough money in there to pay yourself for 90 days. Longer would be better, okay? You need to have enough money in there for whatever jobs you're doing to make payroll for 90 days. You need to have enough money in there to cover your insurance, your groceries, your gas, your welding rod, every single thing that you need to do if you're going to go 100%. Now, some of these smaller guys that want to start out, a good idea is if you're going to start out, you can still work as an iron worker. Get your contractor's license, get your workman's comp, get your general liability, keep the costs down, okay? Go find yourself a $5,000, $10,000 job. Do the job, take your profit, put it in the account, and if you don't have any work in the meantime, bid in the after hours and go to work as an iron worker during the day. Continue making your livelihood. And when you get enough work going and enough money, then you can step up and start your company. This is where a lot of our guys fail, because they don't understand the concept of you can't just quit working and then sit at home and bid a $10,000 job and you're good for the year. It doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, so that is my contact information, and I'd like to got to cut it off now because time is up. But if anybody's got any questions or anything, I'd be more than happy to help or work with anyone.